Would you like to try some delicious Japanese sake? What the heck? What's with this cup? To explain, we would like to share with you an anecdote from Nagaoka. Nagaoka may not be famous on the world stage, but the sake kingdom is the city with the second largest number of sake breweries in Japan. Its position of importance firmly secured. People in Nagaoka have always had easy access to such a delicious sake that makes you want to keep on drinking it. The people of Nagaoka's relationship with sake is deeply connected to a mysterious sake cup. This is the cup. At first glance, it looks like a cute shot glass. Someone knowledgeable about Japanese sake might think that it is ochoko, a traditional sake cup. It is actually called a jubunhai, which can be loosely translated as cup of just enough. Jubun, which in this case means in moderation, doesn't really give you a clue as to why this cup is named so. The mystery of this cup is not in its name, but in its use. Here's how it works. First, there's a decorative element in the center of the cup, called kazari in Japanese. Second, there's a small hole in the bottom of the cup. Third, when you pour sake into the cup, it doesn't drain out. But when you pour a certain amount into the cup, it starts to drain out through the hole in the bottom. Also, once it starts to flow, everything drains out. This strange cup, which makes it hard to drink, is not fit to be a sake cup. Why is this cup such a crucial part of Nagaoka and in sake? In 1687, Makino Tadatoki, the lord of Nagaoka domain, admired Jubunhai and handed some out to his retainers and people of his domain in order to promote thrift. It can be said that this was an embodiment of Makino clan's policy of Josei Senjo, always have the spirit of being on a battlefield, or in other words, always be prepared for battle. It shows the conviction that you should discipline yourself to live a modest and thrifty life. It is said that Lord Tadatoki admonished both himself and his retainers to follow this creed. Tadatoki composed a piece in the classical Chinese style about Jubunhai. In those days, alcohol was a much more valuable commodity compared to the current day and age. It was likely that Tadatoki wanted his people to drink alcohol with care and in moderation. Also, there was no telling when or where a battle would break out. Getting drunk can mean a difference between life and death. In a time when you literally lose everything because you drank too much, the sight of every last drop of sake draining out completely full to Jubunhai symbolized such greed. Some people might be thinking, wouldn't it be better if only just the excess drained out of the cup instead of everything? Well, let's look at some famous sake produced in Nagaoka. Nagaoka's rich nature and pure water give birth to high-quality sake. Even though we know it's not good to drink too much, it's very difficult to stop ourselves from drinking it. It's easy to picture some of the people in olden days drinking out in their clubs. That's why every last drop drains out of the cup. If it didn't, people wouldn't understand the idea of know your limits. Look closely at the small amount of precious Nagaoka sake poured carefully into Jubunhai so that it doesn't go to waste. You'll begin to realize something. With even just a small amount, you'll be able to enjoy flavor and special traits of each bottle, each sip. It's as if the thought of people of made sake playing out in front of your eyes. If you drink yourself senseless, You'll never notice the proper way to enjoy alcohol, nor the appeal that Nagaoka sake, delicious even in moderation. Even in this time of self-restraint, you don't have to compromise to enjoy alcohol. Look at this as an opportunity to discover a new way to enjoy alcohol. Isn't it exciting? We look forward to the day when you come to Nagaoka to enjoy its scenery and sake. We hope you can get feel and sentiment in its drop of sake.